his fellow Russians who are fed up with him, who don't want this war to continue. And they have, there's been some military action there over the last couple months that has been attributed, again, to folks who, Russians that are opposed to him.
Now, Russian missile attacks on Ukraine's Black Sea coast have destroyed 60,000 tons of grain and damaged storage infrastructure, according to officials locally. It came after Russia pulled out of a deal guaranteeing safe passage for exports across the Black Sea. Well, let's talk to Colonel Brendan Kearney, who's a military affairs analyst and a former chief of staff for the US Marine Corps forces in Europe. Good evening to you, Colonel Kearney.
Yes, Carol, it's good to talk to you here from a hot California.
Yeah, I hope you're managing to stay, as cool as possible. What do you make of these attacks on the grain storage, on the whole grain infrastructure, just after Russia has pulled out of this deal, which was allowing Ukraine to export at least some of its grain?
You know, it's an international tragedy. It really is a crime against humanity. Putin, I don't know why Putin has to do these things that harm so many other people that are totally innocent when it comes to this military operation, this war that he has started in the Ukraine. It is just people are going to starve because of this. They've damaged infrastructure that is very, very hard to replace. So, it's incomprehensible. I cannot think of a reason why he would do it other than he is striking out, probably in a panic of some type, because things are just not going well for Vladimir Putin right now.
Well, indeed. And I mean, he's suffered quite a few setbacks. There was that attack on the Kerch bridge linking Crimea to Russia. And then today we saw this huge explosion at a Russian military base in Crimea, which, of course, is controlled by Russia.
Yeah, you're exactly right. There's things going on, and a lot of it may be directly attributable to Ukrainian Special Forces action, but there's also been some fairly sophisticated reporting that talks about some of the opponents of Vladimir Putin in Russia. His fellow Russians who are fed up with him, who don't want this war to continue. And they have, there's been some military action there over the last couple months that has been attributed, again, to folks who, Russians that are opposed to him. So I don't know what went on in the sense in Korea as to who we can really blame. Blame is the word to use. But clearly another strike in Crimea. So somebody's trying to send a message, and I don't think anybody in Western intelligence has probably got a clear view of exactly who is doing it.
Just finally and briefly, if you could, how serious do you think is that dissent within senior figures in Russia's military?
I think it's very serious, Carol. I really do. I think not only within the military, but within the oligarchs, within other high-ranking members of the Russian population, that both that serve in government and maybe are retired from government, and those who are in business, but who see everything that they've worked hard for since the fall of the Soviet Union really losing value on the international scene. And it's all because of this unnecessary war against Ukraine. So people want to take action.
Colonel Brendan Kearney, sorry we're tight on time this evening. Really good to speak to you. Thanks for joining us.